Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So this video, we're going to do some traveling. We're gonna go the whopping 4 miles to my parents' house and work on my dad's truck, the big truck, the semi. We got lots to do. We have, what I know of is brakes all the way around and slack adjusters. I got my service truck all loaded up. The last video I did on the big truck, the tranny video, did really well. So I'm gonna make another video on big truck stuff. We're gonna head to the old shop. He's already got the truck in, so it's out of the weather. And we're gonna start ripping and tearing on a 2013, 14 Volvo. I'm not really sure. I think it's a 13. All right, so we made it to the old shop. He looks like he has everything to do brakes all the way around, and you got wheel seals just in case, and I'm gonna do slacks as well. Shoes, drums, and slacks, and then once everything is apart, it's gonna take me a little bit longer because I'm gonna make sure everything is cleaned up, re-greased. I'm gonna check the S-cam bushings and basically everything at the wheel end to make sure we're good for another, 50,000 miles, give or take a couple of 50,000 miles. Also found a few other things that I need to add to his very long list of things. Another thing that is concerning me, not really concerning me, but I thought of is, back when this was a full-time truck shop, we had all the right equipment, but now we do not have the right equipment. Well, we are about 15 seconds into this job, and I'm already finding problems. So look at this. You see how that is rolling? That's not supposed to roll. It's got a parking brake chamber.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
My plans just changed. The clip you just seen before this, I was getting ready to tear into a truck, but then my dad came down and said my sister's water isn't working, so I'm getting ready. Well, I've been up there messing with that for about 2 hours, and I'm getting ready to go climb in her well pit and pull a well out.
Well.
So I'll get back with you in this here truck in a little bit. All right, I think we figured it out. There's the well. I had to climb down in there. If I told my father if I seen a snake, I'm out. Figured it out. We think it's an external pump, and it's got what they call a foot valve at the bottom of all of that, all the way around my car, all the way up, and at least 50 foot plus. So I think we're gonna jump in the car, head back down to the shop, and finally start working on a truck. All right, I want to give you a quick rundown on how truck brakes work. This is a drum brake setup. A lot of new trucks, or a lot of trucks now, have a disc brake setup like your car. Give you a quick introduction on truck brakes. So this is your brake chamber, that canister right there you may see in the back of dump trucks. You can see them at the back of hanging on the rear diff. So you have 2 air lines. One is your parking brake side. If you've seen in the movies, them red and yellow knobs on the dash, that is your park brakes. That is the most forward hose, the one that's this way farther. Then this one here, closest to us, is your service brake side. So when the driver applies the brakes with his foot, you have air pressure that comes in here, and there's a little diaphragm and spring that pushes a rod out, and the rod is connected to the slack adjuster, and that's what keeps the slack, basically keeps your brakes in adjustment. So the slack adjuster is hooked to the S-cam, which this is why it has his name, S right here. All right, so it pushes like this and twists this S-cam, and these roller bushings here basically move with the S-cam and expand the drum, or expand the shoes into the drum. And these, you have your retainer springs and all that. So yeah, so when the S-cam turns, those roller bushings, or the rollers, expand, roll with the S-cam, expand the shoes against the drum. So shoes are off. I'm going to clean up the massive Mount Rushmore of rust. So kind of show you everything, what to look for. So these are your anchor pins. Mine are still moving free, which is good. They do make tools to remove the anchor pins if they're seized up, and there's bushings. This little nub right here around, that is an anchor pin bushing. You do replace those as well with the anchor pins when you put new shoes on. Something else you want to inspect is the wheel seal back here. So on the hub, you have a wheel seal right in here. I'll inspect that more when I put the phone down. Wheel speed sensor and tone ring on the hub. Check it out, make sure everything's clean. I will clean up all of this. S-cam bushings, up and down movement, everything is nice and tight. In and out movement might be a little much because it is connected by a snap ring to the slack adjuster, which we're gonna replace all of that anyway. So the whole point of this job is slack adjusters, check the S-cams, clean everything up, and new shoes and drums. Main things are clean everything up, lubricate everything, and you should be good for many more miles down the road. So that's basically the introduction. Like I said, I apologize, but I am really far behind because of dealing with that well, and I only have 2 days to do this, which is plenty. But in case I encounter any issues, stuff like that, we won't have time to fix everything before he goes back out on the road on Monday. I'm gonna put the phone down and get to work. We're getting Mexican tonight too for dinner, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Something else, Father. Where are you buying your tires from? I've never heard of Thunderer. Thunderer. Must be a new brand.
The next day.
All right, boys, good morning. We are back at it. I just spent probably 3.5 hours driving all over town trying to find certain things that I needed. Luckily, I got a lot of stuff at Napa, but I did manage. Thank you to Rush Truck Centers for being open. I had to go make a stop at Harbor Freight, the best store in the world. I had to get a bigger air hammer because the one I had was not cutting it. If any of you have ever removed an axle on a Class 8 semi, you may have run into these on the hubs that holds the axle into the hub. These are little wedges that literally get wedged and stuck inside the hole and is about damn near impossible to get out unless you have an air hammer. I just spent about another 25 minutes removing those. I got it out. Axle is out and draining. For being a truck shop at one time, this is a very ill-equipped shop, so I had to buy some more tools. No big deal. I'll use them again in the future. It's a good investment. So we're going to get at it. I'm going to take some more pre-workout. We're going to get on it. And something else is this is the new wheel seal, and all of my seal drivers are obviously too small. I'm like, what can I use? I'm walking through Harbor Freight. I'm like, what can I use to install this dang seal? It's supposed to be a press-in seal, so it shouldn't take much force to go down. But I'm like, normally they need a little bit of help. So I'm like, what can I use? Then I stumbled across this right here. This is a 6-inch magnetic parts holder, and guess what? It sits perfect right over my seal. All right, hub and spindle are cleaned up down there. New wheel seal is installed. I think what I'm going to do now is move all the wheel seal stuff and the outer bearing and nuts out of the way, roll under there, change the slack, inspect the S-cam, and then start the assembling process, and then 3 more to go. All right, so you're this right quick. So right there, that shaft with the splines, that is your S-cam. The only thing keeping your S-cam from coming out is a snap ring on your slack adjuster. So right here is the slack adjuster, and this is pretty much self-explanatory. It keeps the slack out of the brake shoes, so it's nice and tight against the drum when you hit the brakes. So this is your S-cam. This rotates. This one still rotates nice and free. Everything feels pretty good. And like I said, the only thing that keeps your S-cam from sliding out is that little snap ring. So if I take that snap ring off, the S-cam will slide out. Now, I maintain my father's truck, so this is all nice and lubricated and free. We're not going to remove the S-cam. Everything feels nice and tight. The S-cam bushings are snug and tight. It is going in and out and turning freely, so I'm not going to mess with this. I'm going to put the new slack on, and we're going to put everything back together. All right, quick update, because in the last clip, I said I was not going to remove the S-cam. I did go ahead and pull out the S-cam. For one, I'm right here, might as well do it and inspect everything. And two, the splines where the slack goes were a little nasty and had some rust build up, so I wanted to clean all that. Everything is clean. New slack is on, just got to put the washer on the outside and the snap ring. So we're moving right along. I'm going to quit talking into my phone and keep going. All right, give you a quick update. So this side is back together. Started on that side, got the axle out, getting ready to pull the hub off. That side, I believe, has been taken apart before. It's got a different wheel seal on the inside, and it seems to be coming apart a lot easier, which is good. I'm hoping the rear axle here does the same thing. So this is literally like a complete wheel end rebuild. I am pulling the S-cam out, cleaning it up, inspecting it, and putting it back in. All right, I got dirt right there. That's fantastic. All right, so another quick update. The front is now complete, all done. And the rear, I got drums off on each side. And, I'm thinking, all right, one's done. The back ain't gonna be too bad. Well, the left rear has a wheel seal completely blown out of it. Luckily, most of the gunk and the nastiness is on the shoes, which we're replacing anyway. So yeah, I gotta extra time cleaning up the hub, but the other side doesn't look too bad. Yummy. And that's where I stuck my finger. That's how much nasty is all around on the shoe, and how long it's been. I don't know how long it's been leaking, but it's a pretty bad leak. All right, so while I'm clean and got some fresh gloves on, I'm going to explain to you why I don't like these dust covers. So if you look down there, you see the spring on the right side, right here, okay? Notice how clean this is versus this side. So like this dust cover here, I cannot see any of this. All I see is a little bit of the shoe down there that is still going to be clean because all the nastiness is on the wheel seal side. So looking here, this is the one from the front axle. That inspection hole right there is all I have to see all up in there. So, come on. And it's dark. So you're not going to see a wheel seal leaking even to that extent by this little hole. So that's why I take those off. I mean, you can comment, I mean, say whatever. Yes, and I know you're thinking the shocks they're coming too. We're changing those too. Not today, but we are. But please, comment any of this. I'm curious to know your opinion on certain stuff that I do. Holy crap, guys. Got the right rear apart. Still got to pull the S-cam. Well, I got to take the slack off, pull the S-cam and all that. The anchor pins in this axle, I just fought them for about 15-20 minutes. They were seized up. I had to use the anchor pin press, which is a very good investment. I'm glad I made that investment. Got those out, and this is the third wheel end that I've taken apart. I have yet to take the hub off of that side. So far, I found 3 different wheel seal types, and all of them were leaking. So we're slowly moving along. I'm about, technically I'm 8 hours into it, which isn't too bad so far. Where I used to work, we used to build wheel seals 1 hour, brakes 1 hour, and a half hour to change the slack. And then any extra to do cleaning and any extra stuff like that, any problems we would add on to that time. So 10 hours minimum. I'm not doing too bad so far. That left side's gonna need probably an hour itself in cleaning. I'm deciding what I wanna do right now because I need to get that axle out so that way I'm not fighting those axle cones tomorrow. But I was really hoping to be done tonight, but it's not looking that way. I have to get up at 6 a.m. to get and go run a 5K tomorrow and then come back and continue this. So I'm pretty dang excited. Yep. This is what we call instant out of service. This is the shoe side that was facing the hub. That's how bad the wheel seal was leaking. Like, the wheel seal is like MIA. It's out to vacation, out to lunch. I don't know. It's definitely was doing no sealing. That's nothing but gear oil and dirt. Again, I will show you why I take those dust covers off, because this side of the shoe here, all you see in that little hole is right here. This is still dry. You have no indication that there is a wheel seal completely MIA on the other side of this shoe. So like that dust cover covers your entire shoe. You can't see anything besides that little inspection hole. Yeah, so that's why I take them off.
The next day.
All right, we're back for another great, exciting day. Hopefully we can, well, we have to get it done today because my father has to go, do the work thing tomorrow morning. Got up at 5:45-ish, went and ran a 5K, set my new personal best, and spent some time at a water park. Now we are back. We're going to finish up this rear axle. Luckily, last night, I got all the hard stuff done, like the axle cones and all that. So today should be just a downhill cleaning, changing the slacks. Hopefully I don't have any other issues. Okay, I just wanted to stop and give you a quick update. So that side is done, tires and stuff are back on. Got the hub off the left side here that was leaking really bad. I think I know the problem, or found the problem, is the hub wasn't even tight. The outer jam nut, the lock nut, was completely loose. I took everything off by hand, spun it right off, no issues. And I believe the reason why that this was leaking is, I believe so, I've seen this before, was this wheel end has had a wheel seal before, and they put the cone back in. The cone they put in there from the factory for basically mass production is basically preset the preload on the bearings. So that was in there. I've heard from many people you're not supposed to reuse those once you take the wheel end apart again. So I'm guessing that's what it was. Maybe something wasn't square, something wasn't cocked, or something was cocked. I don't really know. But this hub was loose, and I think that's the reason why the wheel seal was completely leaking, or was leaking really, really bad. Everything's back together. She's sitting there running. Got the brakes adjusted, got everything greased, did a double check on everything. I think we're ready for a test drive. So Dad just left for a test drive. This is when I get nervous because, you know, I did have all 4 wheel ends apart. So, and over a span of 2 days where, you know, last night I was getting tired, fatigued, and very upset. So I should be okay, but, you know, every time you do something big like that, you know, rebuild an engine, you know, tear a whole rear end apart, you know, stuff like big jobs, you know, you get a little nervous and a little uneasy. So he'll come back. I'm gonna check everything, and then we're gonna send her. It's a hot one today, boys. So today is Monday. Dad did a full day's worth of work, and all 4 wheel ends are still in the truck. That's good, very good. Everything seems to be all right. I just did a quick visual of the drums and everything. Everything's still dry. It's amazing. 1 day's worth of work, and everything's already covered in dirt and dust already. So brakes are still dry. Wheel seals are still dry. He did have a little bit of a problem with the left front outer seal, the gasket, the axle gasket, the one where the axle slides in and meets the hub. Had a little bit of a leak there. No big deal. We're going to monitor that, clean it up. I tightened the axle up a little bit more, so we're going to monitor that. But so far, everything is good. I appreciate everybody for watching the videos and supporting the channel. This one was a fun one. I struggled for 2 days on this thing just because everything was old and tight and hasn't been apart. And, well, wheel ends have never been apart since we've had this truck, and we've had this truck a long time, basically about 5+ years. But appreciate everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment. I love answering comments. I tell people that knowledge and questions and advice are free. Physical labor, that'll cost you. So with that said, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.